So when my kids were really little, I used to sing them a song that was in the Broadway musical Guys and Dolls. You might know the song, I love you, a bushel and a peck. I think it was Sheila Seaton who just ended that line. Was that right? I thought so. So the verse is, if you don't know the song, I love you, a bushel and a peck, a bushel and a peck, and a hug around the neck. A hug around the neck, and a barrel and a heap. A barrel and a heap, and I'm talking in my sleep. But you tell me, how much is a bushel? How much is a barrel and a heap? Thank you. Thank you for the visual. But I can't tell you exactly the amount a bushel is or a barrel and a heap. But when I would sing the song to my kids, I understood the message, and in a way, I think they understood it too. That I love you so much that really my words can't fully express it. But another way to express that or to convey that, I think it's called unconditional love. Loving someone no matter what. So I want you to think for a moment, whom in your life do you love unconditionally? Maybe a partner, a child, a parent, a sibling, a dear friend. The list might be short because unconditional love is rare and it's precious. But today, I want to suggest something that might sound paradoxical. I believe even unconditional love is not conditionless. Now, that might seem contradictory, but I think the Torah helps us understand the complexity. Love in certain relationships, it might always be present, but its depth and its quality, I think that depends on certain conditions, commitments, actions that each person equally brings to a relationship so that it develops and grows. Just look at the Torah portion this morning in Ekev. Translating that word Ekev, it means if or because. It's the word that you give to someone else when you want to see some kind of action or response. If you do this for me, then something will follow. Here's the first verse in our Torah portion this morning. And if you do obey these rules and observe them carefully, your God Adonai will maintain faithfully for you the covenant made on oath with your fathers. And God will love you and bless you and multiply you. So what kind of love is portrayed here in Ekev between God and the Jewish people? Does that sound unconditional to you? On one hand, we often say that our love between ourselves and God, it's eternal, it's steadfast. But on the other hand, if you read the Torah portion this morning, it clearly states that love is based on adherence to mitzvot, to commandments, that there are conditions that shape our godly relationship. Rabbi Shai held in his book, Judaism is About Love, teaches us that there are two different kinds of love, Ahava Rabbah and Ahavat Olam. What's Ahava Rabbah? He translates it as abounding love. Abounding love is the fiery, spontaneous, passionate kind of love. The candlelit dinners, the surprise gifts, the funny Hallmark cards. It might even be someone giving you your favorite coffee in the morning. I speak from experience. Ahava Rabbah. Those are the conditions of love that cause the heart to suddenly burst with joy. Ahavat Olam, though, he translates as abiding love. That's different. Abiding love is steady and faithful. It's consistent. The silent hugs when you walk through the door after a very long day. the everyday acts of care, the reliable rituals, the habits that build trust over time. And Rabbi Held says that both kinds of love are essential to a relationship. Abiding love, that sustains relationships through life's ups and downs. Abiding love is when you look at someone else and you say, that person is my rock. But he cautions, even abiding love needs to be mixed sometimes with abounding love. The small moments, the small gestures, the small doses in order to grow and thrive. In other words, there's no lasting ahavat olam without some moments of ahava rabbah. Now I want you to think about your own relationships. Think about one relationship in particular that's very important to you. What are the ahava aspects? The ahava rabbah aspects, the conditions, the expectations that nurture your ahavat olam, your abiding love. And now I want you to ask a hard question. Do you think those conditions are realistic? Do you communicate your conditions? Do we sometimes expect our loved ones to read our minds? To always know what we're thinking without ever saying a word? Let's be honest. Have you ever thought to yourself, if they really loved me, they would know that they're supposed to call? Or if I'm in trouble, shouldn't they just know they should drop everything when I need them? Or if they really love me, wouldn't they change? Perhaps unrealistic expectations, unrealistic conditions that I think always lead to disappointment. It's what eventually weakens ahavat olam, the unconditional love that we try to build over time. So what are the conditions we should expect from God and from each other? I know you can name them just as easily as I can. Trust, kindness, empathy, commitment, compassion. Abiding love, unconditional love rests on layers of attention that are reworked, replanted, resown, time and time again. Let me share with you a quick story. A young man comes to the rabbi and says, "Rabbi, you have to help me. I'm looking for a wife. I'm looking for a wife who's as beautiful as Queen Esther, who's as wise as Devorah, and cooks like my bubby." And the rabbi smiles and says, "Sir, so what you're saying is you're really looking for 3 different women." It's a funny moment, but I think it teaches us something serious. That we need conditions in our relationships, but we need realistic conditions, ones that are grounded in mutual care and respect, like mitzvot with God. These are the kinds of conditions that hold us accountable and keep the kind of love we want alive. So what are some practical conditions we should expect? Perhaps friendships flourish when there are regular walks or regular check-ins or regular meetups at Shabbat morning synagogue. Children thrive when parents are reliably present. Partners grow closer when they listen and truly see each other through all stages of life. Rabbi Moshe Leib Sassover used to tell his followers, his Hasidim, that he learned what it means to love a fellow person. He learned this idea of love from 2 strangers. And so once he came to an inn and he saw 2 men kibitzing with each other, and he saw one of the guys yelling to the other guy. He said to his friend, "Hey, do you love me?" And the friend, somewhat surprised, answered, "Of course I love you." "No," said the other man, "really, do you really love me?" And the friend assured him, Of course I love you. You're my best friend. And the man responded, then tell me, do you know when I'm distressed? Do you know when I'm in pain? And the friend said, how could I possibly know when you're in pain? And the first man answered, how then can you say you love me when you don't even know when or why I'm in pain? Now, Rabbi Sassover uses this example, defining love by knowing the pain of another human being. But I want to play with this story for a moment, because I think love is establishing a kind of connection between two people so that when you do see each other, you won't hesitate asking the question, tell me, what kind of pain are you in? But no false hopes that they'll just know. No false hopes that they'll guess what you're feeling. I think those kinds of conditions are unfair. But we can build the kinds of relationships in which we should expect someone we love to see us and look us in the eye and ask, how are you doing? No, really, I'm looking in your eyes and I can see that something is bothering you. How are you doing? And additionally, you can then expect that person to make the time to fully listen to your response. We must reintroduce respectful conditions, realistic conditions into each of our cherished relationships that build day by day into Ahavat Olam, abiding love that sustains us through all of life's seasons. So you remember the song that I started with, the song that I would sing to my children. I love you, a bushel and a peck, a bushel and a peck, and a hug around the neck. But I had no idea so many years ago that I was singing a song that's really perfectly balanced, offering immeasurable, abiding love with measures of joyous, bursting, abounding love mixed in between. May we all find the wisdom and the courage to put forth the loving conditions in our relationships that we care most about. And in doing so, nurture the kind of love I think each one of us seeks. Holy, unconditional, abiding, abounding love. Shabbat Shalom.